When running electrical wires through drilled holes and joists, it is important to know the number of wires allowed in each hole. This information ensures safety and compliance with the electrical codes. It's crucial to understand these guidelines to avoid overheating of the conductors. For 12/2 wire, up to 4 wires can be run through a 3/4 inch drilled hole in a dry location. If you are using a 1-inch drilled hole, you can run up to 6 12/2 wires. Now let's consider 14/2 wire. With 14/2 wire, you can run up to 6 wires through a 3/4 inch drilled hole in a dry location. And if using a 1-inch drilled hole, up to 8 14/2 wires can be run through it. Please note that these limits apply specifically to dry locations. If the wires are installed in a wet location, the number of wires allowed through a hole may be significantly reduced. This is because moisture can affect the insulation and increase the risk of electrical hazards. It's essential to check local electrical codes for specific requirements, as these codes can vary from location to location. Local electrical codes take precedence over general guidelines. It's always better to be safe than sorry when dealing with electrical wiring. When determining the number of wires, always refer to the smallest hole size that is appropriate for your needs. Do not assume the maximum number of wires will always be safe. It is essential to understand the difference between 12/2 and 14/2 wire. The 12/2 wire has a 12 American wire gauge, or AUG, and contains 2 insulated conductors plus a bare ground wire. The 14/2 wire has a 14 AWG and also contains 2 insulated conductors plus a bare ground wire. The lower the number for AWG, the thicker the wire is and the more current it can safely carry. Because 12/2 wire is thicker, it is typically used for 20 amp circuits. The 14/2 wire, on the other hand, is typically used for 15 amp circuits. The number of wires allowed through a hole also depends on the type of insulation used in the wires. Some types of insulation are more heat resistant than others, which can affect the allowable wire count. Always check the wire's packaging or consult with an electrician to determine the appropriate wire count for your specific application. Remember, the information here is a general guideline. Local electrical codes may have more stringent requirements. Always prioritize compliance with local codes to ensure the safety and integrity of your electrical installation. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical wiring, consult with a licensed electrician. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it is always best to err on the side of caution. When drilling holes in joists, it is important to drill in the center of the joist to minimize weakening the structure. Avoid drilling near the edges of the joist, as this can compromise its structural integrity. The size of the drilled hole should be as small as possible while still allowing the wires to pass through easily. This helps to maintain the strength of the joist. After running the wires through the holes, secure them with cable staples or other approved fasteners. This will prevent the wires from moving and potentially becoming damaged. The staple should be placed close enough to the holes to provide adequate support. When working with electrical wiring, always turn off the power to the circuit you are working on. Use a voltage tester to confirm that the power is off before beginning any work. Wear appropriate safety gear such as gloves and eye protection. This will help to protect you from electrical shock and other hazards. Never work on electrical wiring when you are tired or distracted. It is important to be alert and focused when working with electricity. Take breaks as needed to avoid fatigue. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. It is always better to be safe than sorry when dealing with electricity. Electrical wiring is a complex topic, and it is important to have a good understanding of the principles involved before attempting any work. Take the time to educate yourself about electrical wiring before beginning any project. There are many resources available online and in libraries that could help you learn about electrical wiring. If you are planning a major electrical project, consider taking a course in electrical wiring. This will give you the knowledge and skills you need to do the work safely and correctly. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing electrical equipment. This will help to ensure that the equipment is installed properly and will function as intended. Inspect electrical wiring regularly for signs of damage or wear. Replace any damaged wiring immediately. Damaged wiring can be a fire hazard. Keep electrical panels and outlets clear of obstructions. This will allow for easy access in case of an emergency. Make sure that all electrical outlets are properly grounded. This will help to protect you from electrical shock. Use ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs in areas where there is a risk of water exposure, such as bathrooms and kitchens. GFCIs can help to prevent electrical shock. Never overload electrical circuits. Overloading a circuit can cause a fire. Use the correct size circuit breaker for each circuit. This will help to protect the circuit from overloading. Avoid using extension cords as permanent wiring. Extension cords are intended for temporary use only. If you need to add an electrical outlet, hire an electrician to install one. Keep electrical cords away from heat sources and sharp objects. This will help to prevent damage to the cords. Replace any frayed or damaged electrical cords immediately. Frayed or damaged cords can be a fire hazard. Do not run electrical cords under rugs or furniture. This can trap heat and cause a fire. Avoid using electrical appliances in wet or damp areas. This can increase the risk of electrical shock. If an electrical appliance falls into water, do not touch it. Turn off the power to the circuit and then remove the appliance from the water. Have electrical appliances repaired by a qualified technician. Do not attempt to repair electrical appliances yourself unless you are qualified to do so. Keep electrical equipment clean and free of dust. Dust can accumulate and cause electrical equipment to overheat. Turn off electrical appliances when they are not in use. This will help to save energy and reduce the risk of fire. Unplug electrical appliances during thunderstorms. This will help to protect them from damage caused by lightning. Install smoke detectors in your home. Smoke detectors can save lives by alerting you to a fire. Test smoke detectors regularly to make sure they are working properly. Replace smoke detector batteries at least once a year. Have your home's electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician regularly. This will help to identify any potential problems before they become serious. Follow all electrical safety guidelines to protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards. Electricity is a powerful force and it should be treated with respect. This information is for general guidance only. Always consult with a qualified electrician or refer to your local electrical codes for specific requirements. Remember, electrical work can be dangerous, and it is always best to err on the side of caution. Now consider some additional points. Firstly, when dealing with larger conductors, the fill capacity through bored holes decreases. Secondly, for multiple cable assemblies bundled together, directing factors might apply as per the National Electrical Code, specifically NEC section 310.15. Thirdly, always physically examine the wire insulation for any damage before installation. Fourthly, ensure proper support and securing of cables within the joist space. Fifthly, consider the thermal insulation surrounding the cables, as excessive insulation can trap heat. Sixthly, use appropriately sized drill bits to create clean holes, minimizing the risk of damaging the wood structure. Seventhly, if running low voltage cables, maintain separation from power cables. Eighthly, double check the ampacity of the conductor to prevent overcurrent. Ninthly, use a torque wrench to ensure connections are tight. Tenthly, label all circuits properly.